Hello and welcome to Total War Warhammer, and today I have a video of another replay of an online battle. This was a quick battle, and it was a 2v2 quick battle with allow team merging, and it was some very opposite, like the most opposite alliances you could get. For example, it was me. I was playing as Vampire Counts with my teammate, the Empire, who are like sworn enemies, as well as the ultimate grudge match between the orcs and the dwarves. So not something you'd see every day, and they've decided to become friends for some who knows what reason, and face this alliance. So, as far as the army composition goes, I brought 5 skeleton warriors, 2 Cairn Wraiths, a Vargulf, which I haven't tried out in a really long time, 4 Grave Guard with great weapons, and a Manfred von Karstein, as well as a Banshee. My ally brought 2 crossbows, 2 handgunners. Let's see here. Looks like 2 swordsmen. 2 halberdiers, 1 greatsword, 2 great cannons, a light wizard, demigryph knights with halberds, 2 of them, and Boris Todbringer, who is a new unit, and I don't have access to him. I think you have to like beat the Eye for an Eye campaign or something like that. But he's the unit that comes along with the Beastmen, because he was the person who took Kazrak's Eye in combat. So we're facing off of a lot of Black Orcs here. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, supported by 2 Orc Biggins on each flank. A Night Goblin Shaman, Grimgore Ironhide leading in the front, and a normal Orc Shaman somewhere over here. In the back, he has a Doomdiver Catapult, always something good to bring. So, my ally has cast Den of Ammontok on these Orc Boy Biggins, and so he can get some more shots in on them. I'm sending some flanking force around, covered in these woods, to hopefully get a surprise attack. So I have Manfred here, and he casts Overcasting Gaze of Nagash, and that slams into this Orc Shaman. Oops. And he completely dies. 1 hit from Manfred and he's dead. So Gaze of Nagash is not something to be messed around with, especially the Overcast version. So now my ally is bringing halberdiers in to help his crossbows that have got murdered by these Orc Boy Biggins. Which I've gotten used to saying, Orc Boy Biggins. So, Manfred, I'm swooping Manfred around here on his zombie dragon. This guy costs, with all the spells and most of the spells anyway, he costs almost 3,000, so I need to get a lot of money's worth from here. So, land in on these Doomdiver Catapults, but there's some supporting fire from the Thunderers. Form quite quickly and taking down the health extremely fast. So this is so much money down the drain right now. I'm clicking as many move orders, but for some reason he's stuck in here. But fortunately these Doomdiver Catapults do rout. But that took down me almost 2/3 of my health, and yeah, you can see the bolts on the Thunders actually stagger my character there. So the Great Cannons are firing away at the cavalry of the Orc cavalry, and also some Black Orcs. But they were doing quite a bit of damage to the Orc War Boys. So I'm going to get out of there and cast Invocation to Heck to keep Manfred alive. So I still have these 2 Cairn Wraiths in the back, hidden in the woods, ready to pounce. And the reason I have them on the flank is that they're extremely fast moving compared to the Grave Guard. I originally put these guys on my flank, but the speed is 28. Makes it really hard to move them around. Whereas the Canaries have a speed of 45. So some artillery trade-off here. Doom Divers coming in, wreaking havoc on the Halberdiers. Doom Divers have been appropriately priced at 900, and Goblin Rock Lava is also a good option now for the orcs. 4 goblins. So, of all the magic missiles, I find Gaze and Nagash to be the only one that's really worth it. Shem's Burning Gaze and Fireball and Gaze and Mork holds no candle to the Gaze and Nagash. It actually is very powerful. You saw the Orc Shaman just go down in one hit. So now Manfred is discovering these guys in the woods, and my allies has the opportunity to shoot at them. And since these guys have no shields, they're gonna get a lot of damage done to them. So that's gonna force him to charge forward under fire, and now the Black Orcs are coming around. And now I'm moving my Vargulf to the flank. And another net of Ammontok cast by my ally to stop these guys in their tracks to get as much fire in with the handgunners as possible. But you can see the line of sight is not that great. So now I'm charging my Skeleton Warriors to tie the Black Orcs down, and sending in the Vargulf all the way around the flank, and the Graveguard between the ranks of my Skeleton Warriors. Now Manfred's going to get the huge morale penalties, but I'm still worried about these Thunderers who really messed up Manfred before, and you can see that he's our opponents are using the Thunderers with that in mind. So the Banshee's in here. I have a lot of armor piercing in this fight. The Graveguard have armor piercing, and the Banshee is armor piercing. And now the Canaries come out of hiding right when my opponent is fixed on my front lines. So now I'm casting all sorts of spells here. Invocation to Heck to get Manfred back to full health. So push and healing going off on my Banshee. And over here the dwarves have engaged, and there's very little infantry the Empire has, and it's being tied up in this fight over here. And the hammers are whacking on the heads of these swordsmen. But Boris Todbring is in here with Foeseeker tying down the Slayers, so they can't get to my big monstrous infantry. But now the Canaries are in the flank and chasing down the Orc Biggins. I'm tying down the Vargulf, so Manfred has the opportunity to strike wherever he wants in the battlefield. And boom! Slams into all of these hammers and Orcs. And now the Vargulf comes in to lay down the hurt. And we see a lot of spells coming from the Night Goblin Shaman back here. Somewhere. Yeah, right here. So, more net of Ammontok. I think this is a bit redundant. You don't need that much net of Ammontok. Once they're in combat, it's kind of pointless. But the terror of the Canaries in the flanks has wrapped up these Black Orcs, and the main line is crumbling for the Orcs. But Grimgore Ironhide is basically untouched and whipping on my Banshee. But Boris Tigerbringer is also full health with his epic blue plumes. He's chasing down the enemies. We also have the Great Cannons firing straight into the positions here. And I'm bringing my victorious right flank to help out my flank over here, that is my left flank, that's hurting badly. So, we can see the Night Goblin Shaman still playing the support role, and a lot of units chasing my Vargulf. I'm trying to get him away, but they're doing a good job of hunting him down. And now the Thane is going to get smacked pretty hard by both Bars and my Vargulf. And and Shem's Burning Gaze goes through Boris, doing a lot of more damage than it did to the dwarf. But nowhere close to as much damage as Gaze and Nagash. So I have routed all of the Dwarven Thunderers, giving Manfred a little more breathing room. Sending all of these Black Orcs and begins flying. But Grimgor Ironhide is a beast in combat, and he's not going to go down easily at all. So I'm casting Invocation to Heck again, because Manfred was getting low. But now, Ungrim Iron Fist is also in combat to take down the enemies of the dwarfs. So the dwarfs have really pushed through the Empire lines. The only thing saving them now is Boris Tidebringer and Shem's Burning Gaze. I'm not sure exactly how much damage that did, but it's not. You can tell the difference between Gaze and Nagash and Shem's Burning Gaze there. So I'm gonna fly away from Grimgor Ironhide when he's all buffed up with Wog and Stanch Your Ground. So we have the two arc enemies fighting back to back. Pretty weird stuff. I'm just gonna do little bomb dives with Manfred, spreading terror with the zombie dragon. And the balance bar is starting to swing in our favor, and Grimgor Ironhide routes off the battlefield due to my Banshee causing the terror. And now, Ungrim Iron Fist is surrounded by ethereal ghosts. So is the Night Goblin Shaman, who is being terrified by the Cairn Winds. Slayers, never going to break and willing to fight to the death, or actually chewing up these halberdiers. Slayers have gotten buffed considerably and don't die to absolutely everything in the game. So now Ungrim Iron Fist goes down along with Grimgor. So that is going to spell disaster for the morale of everyone on the Dwarven team, except for, of course, the Unbreakable Slayers. And the Zombie Dragon's a real treat to watch in combat, especially because the model is just so cool looking. Leaping over these doors. That's gonna send everyone except the Slayers officially gone due to army losses. These dwarves are bugging out. So now it's 18 Slayers versus the remaining army. Imagine if the Slayers actually won this, like, that'd be so awesome. I mean, Slayers should be amazing in combat, but... And now we have Boris Tidebringer, just add insult to injury, leaping over him. But that's about to wrap it up. We have one Slayer, I believe. Yeah, one Slayer fighting to the death here. Just gonna get trampled. So, I deployed a lot of people, and you can see the Black Orcs got a lot of kills, but that was mostly these skeleton warriors. So it wasn't a big deal. My Vargulf didn't do as well as I'd hoped, but it did distract his thunder, so Manfred could do the damage he needed. My ally did also very well, especially with his artillery. Really good use of Net of Ammontok and just targeting the right units with his great cannons. Perfect position on the hill. Demigryph Knights, not so much. They got bogged down in infantry fights. And our opponents, yeah, that Orc Shaman just got obliterated immediately, and the Night Goblin Shaman did do Did cast a lot of spells, though. But the Thane, whew, 0 kills. That was must have been pretty rough. But all of the artillery on the field getting a substantial number of kills, especially considering these guys were routed in the beginning. So, good game to SH Spaniard, Romulo, and my ally flanks, and I'll see you next time.